Okay, so in this video, I will be explaining the 10 reasons why I only befriend other autistic people. Well, I mean, it's not like I have a choice really, because normies just don't really want anything to do with me in the first place since they see me as weird or whatever. So, number one is social availability. With normies, they are way too preoccupied with their jobs, other friends, children, etc. And if you're trying to be friends with a normie, they're always going to have like 100 other people to replace you with, so you're basically disposable to them. Unlike autistic people, if you're friends with them, they usually have very few of them, and you can spend a lot of time with them. Like with a normie, if you want to have a social life, you're pretty much forced to have like a shit ton of friends because they're only going to want to hang out with you like once a week at max, maybe. Okay, number two is same spectrum slash class of interests. Autistic people are systematizers, while normies are empathizers. So our brains produce more dopamine when we study or talk about more empirical scientific things like biology or computer science and whatnot. And I just can't really enjoy talking about people or gossiping or whatever. So, yeah. Number three is the fact that normies have rumor networks because they talk about people. I personally try to have as few friends as possible, but be as close to them as possible. Like, I don't want all my information being spread by the freaking normies who all they pretty much ever do is talk about people, really. Number four is unemployment rate. Like, the normies, they don't just socially exclude us, they exclude us in terms of employment. Like, there's some studies that show that autistic people, even college educated ones, surprisingly, have unemployment rates between 40 and even up to 90% in like Britain and whatnot. So that means that we have more free time to associate with each other and potentially even come up with like businesses and whatnot. Number five is similar sentiment about nature. If you try to say with a normie that overpopulation is the cause of environmental destruction, the only real solution is like sterilizing people and trying to prevent all the retards from having kids. They're gonna call you a Nazi and a fascist and Hitler and say you're Pol Pot or whatnot. But autistic people were extremely very bothered by just how insanely overpopulated the world is and how we're packed like fucking sardines. And I personally wish I lived in the woods, but unfortunately, BlackRock's trying to make that impossible. So, number six is more accepting of scientific reductionism. So, what I mean by that specifically is how we view the world in a more logical, empirical, scientific manner rather than succumbing to bullshit, fake spirituality, or social norms. And I think you can figure out what I mean by that. Which is why so many of us are like atheists. And you know the stereotypical like fedora, neckbeard, virgin meme? That's literally just making fun of autistic people, like specifically high IQ autistic people. Number seven is the risk of bullying by neurotypicals. Yeah, this one is obvious. If you are autistic, you're pretty much guaranteed to either be ignored by them or be at the bottom of the social hierarchy or be treated poorly by them. But you're pretty much always going to be at the bottom of the social hierarchy. So the only realistic way to compete socially is just to befriend other autistic people. It's that simple. Number eight is verbosity. People have accused me of being stuff like a pseudo intellectual and insecure and pretentious just because of the way I naturally talk. I do not like talking like a freaking ghetto hoodlum from Memphis or even or anywhere along the Mississippi. That's where they speak the worst ghetto accents. Like I don't. I may sometimes sound like a valley girl because I grew up in that area, but I just prefer using actual English rather than the bastardized versions that you're expected to speak with some groups of normies. Number nine is similar backgrounds. Like, there's always these stereotypes of us being nerds and gamers and weeaboos and furries and 4chan users and all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, and stereotypes exist because of the majority. So statistics has a lot of precedence in the real world, obviously. So if I meet another autistic person, or even just meet someone at like some sort of, I don't go to these things, but anime convention or other interest that pretty common among autistic people, I'm much more likely to get along with them than I would for a neurotypical. Number 10 is future aspirations. I personally would like to eventually start a company that only hires other autistic people, as well as, what's it called? Be roommates with other autistic people and befriend them. Like, I just want one very small, tight knit group of autistic people above a certain cognitive threshold who work towards the same goals and are loyal to each other and don't really talk to outsiders that much because normies always treat us like garbage, and humans are inherently tribal by nature, and not having a tribe leads to every freaking possible vice you can think of, including, this alcoholism, unfortunately. So we definitely need to start being tribal if we want to be mentally healthy again. So I hope you take this as a message and form a friend group of other high IQ autistic people and start a business and live with each other. And good luck to you.